What's up, guys? Good morning. So I didn't miss much yesterday, so which was a good thing on Monday. But I have the weekly S picks open here, right? The only thing, sometimes I like to zoom out of charts when the daily is unclear. But the weekly here, a lot of negative news in the market. Shopify, Walmart, Google, Microsoft, many of these are announcing layoffs and whatnot. And Walmart just announced a big cut to their revenue with a strong dollar, okay? And a very negative reaction. But SPX is not really moving much, it's still stuck here in a range. That basically means they have some supportive flows, however, they're supporting the markets and they're just holding this up for some time or for a bit. Maybe they just don't want this going straight down. So what's going to happen, I think, in my opinion, I don't know, like, let's see what happens today. Maybe we test 3,900. But as long as 3950 plus they keep holding, there's a good chance that we go above 4,000 towards 4070, my first target, and then even 4150. Now underneath 3950, well, what I want to see is a 39 stronghold, right? If we slash through 3900, then major negative gamma will be in play. Then we likely take out the lows of about 3600, whatever they were, and we go much further lower. All right, but something to note. The market's not moving much. Individual stocks are making huge moves, but the market itself, the S&P 500, is not really giving us a proper direction. So maybe it all comes down to FOMC tomorrow, right? So tomorrow FOMC, and then by Thursday we have a little clear direction, right? And then by Monday next week we decide what's going to happen. All right. So that's what I think, and let's see. So even today I'll be very patient with what's going to happen. Not going to force anything. It's wise to wait until the Fed decision tomorrow because they have everything in their fingertips. Man, I don't know why this upgrade expired, but they have everything on their fingertips to move this market any which way they want. All right, so let's see what happens. No need to rush into anything. And if we go on the daily chart, we have this, a nice little base buildup here, and let's see what happens here. They're building a nice little base above 3,900. If we continue holding here, they might come and test this top of the range, and which is actually healthy. I personally, instead of the market tanking right away, even though I'm gonna play downside only, I won't play too much of upside. I'd rather have market go towards this 44,000 zone. Why? Because premium on puts and everything will be so much cheaper. Right? We can make a lot of big returns on those. But if the market returns from here, then that's fine. We'll see. Then VIX is probably gonna hold around 23, 24, and above here, and we go higher. All right, and we have some earnings as well today. Let's see what happens. Then VIX probably wants to revisit this 20ish zone. All right, kill the volatility more and take out the premium more out of puts and whatnot, and which is more beneficial for us in the longer run. All right, and July and August markets are usually held. July is almost over. August they might still try to hold the market, and then boom, eventually everything comes down when people think, oh, okay, you know what, nothing happened, is building a base, but then they drop the market. Okay, right now it's too obvious for the market to drop. We all know the negative news coming in and whatnot. So what happens? The only thing we can do is respect the levels, play the levels by level. All right, Walmart, absolutely disgusting. Down $10 pre-market, which is a huge move. That's 10% on Walmart. Right, first time I'm seeing some of these gaps live in Walmart. Right, and this is one, and there will be one here. So I think the names that could be in play today are Walmart. Walmart will have a big move one way or the other, right? Target, and I think they will all move the same, and Costco. All right, keep an eye on Costco. So Walmart's already here in the support. Let's see if it takes out the lows. But Costco is only down $15, right? If I compare Costco to Walmart, like if they were to have the same move, Costco should be down at least 40 points, And yesterday in the chat, even though I wasn't in yesterday, I did make one comment that Costco 70% odds in your favor of bear spreads. All you had to do was sell these 525 calls and maybe buy the 550s for protection, collect around 10 $11, let's say even $10 premium. As long as Costco stayed under these levels, did whatever, you were gonna make money, and plus you were $10 in the money, 535 as your break even. If that didn't make sense to you, no worries, just go through the sessions in our premium Discord. It's all taught there. So instead of buying calls and puts alone, you can start selling this premium as well, which pays well. All right, so as long as the stock stays down or below this level, you make money. All right, Costco will be down a huge today, and these I'm already in them for September, as you guys know, right? I've been in them for a few days, and let's see. But Costco, I'm keeping an eye on because under 515, if Costco was to turn around here under 515, we have 500, and if 500 breaks, I have 459 next. That's 41 points to the downside. So I would keep an eye on Costco. You don't have to rush in today. Obviously, I want this to build a little base here, get a little bearish pattern, and then I want to play it. So do keep an eye on Costco. I think is worth it. Okay. And IWM also, I'm watching. We had that 200 MA here. If I go on the weekly, we had this 200 MA that it reclaimed. It's now holding above here. IWM, I'm seeing if the market really holds, go towards 185, 186, right? So once IWM is around this zone, I'm gonna be looking to add some XLF puts, financials, right? Looking at financials because by then that will also be around 34, 35. I'll be adding some financial puts, Goldman Sachs as well. I'm eyeing on it, and I'm eyeing Bank of America as well. All right. So these are some names I am eyeing, but I want to give it some more time if the market runs. Now I'm not gonna buy no calls. If the market runs, I'm gonna let it run and then buy puts once it runs a little bit. I want odds in my favor, right? So I'm gonna be very patient with my positions. All right. And then let's look at the rates. 10-year rates coming down nicely, right at the support 2.7. Let's see what happens here. Dollar, I think, reversed a little bit here. All right, let's go on the daily. Yep, dollar, nice little reversal pattern. I think it takes out the highs eventually with this. This is a nice, this is just a dip in an upturn until we break this 106, 105 level, right? So if we take out these highs of July 22nd, we can definitely go back towards 109, 110. All right, and then one that you guys need to watch. I pointed out this before. I know many of you guys don't follow these things, but please do watch Europe and USD. All right, euro against the dollar. If this breaks $1, right? If this breaks one par in forex, we call it, right? Then the markets turn even more ugly. All right, and so this is something that you can understand on your own why. All right, and also keep an eye on USD yen as well. What's happening here? All right, these two tickers that I'm giving you for forex, this has a lot to do with this market. Okay, so that I will let you guys read, do your own research, and see what happens. I won't go in too much details. TLT, Hannah, if you're listening, beautiful base, and I think I did give a retest yesterday, 116.60, right? That's something I wanted, but very nice base, and there are some infos into bonds. Let's see if they hold on to it, because this is the one name that can move all the way towards 122 and then even all the way up towards here 130. All right, once recession is confirmed, we already know it, it comes, then bonds should see some inflows. So keep an eye on these names, guys. And then Google, Apple, Microsoft, they have earnings today. Let's see, Google very ugly. The only thing I see here is the major massive bear flaggy pattern. Let's see if it holds after earnings, or do they flush it, right? I would love for Google to actually come on earnings towards 120, and then later on maybe give us a downside in the coming months. All right, and let's see what happens. It all depends on FOMC and tech earnings, and from there we'll go. And Shopify is complete discussed stock down 10% along with their 10% workforce, and I think this breaks down further, but let's see. But these names are good. The more they break down, the better it is for us, the young investors, to load up equity on them in the coming months and then just sit on them for 5-10 years. All right, and with that, thanks. Good morning, 80 and Gavin, and I'll see you guys back in the chat. And I